Boy, we are in great voice this morning. Bravo to all of you. So, here we are, strong back, soft front, wild heart. It's not just a catchy phrase, although granted it is that. For me, it's a shorthand reminder about how to cope in a world on the brink of existential threats, such as climate change. Excuse me, and in a country that seems to become increasingly dysfunctional by the day. If you're not feeling some degree of concern these days and nights, maybe even a little scared, you might take a moment to check your pulse. That's a joke. Thank you. That was the checking of the pulse. So, in the face of global stress or personal loss, how might we resist the natural instinct to shut down and instead hang out with our hearts open? How can we remain in a field of gratitude and joy without denying the struggles of the world or even our own suffering? How do we keep our hearts tender in the midst of a world in crises while continuing to do good for ourselves and for others? Or paraphrasing Rob's sermon from last week, how can we resist isolation and instead choose compassion in the face of atrocities like Uvalde? These are big questions for sure. And unfortunately, there are no easy answers. If our catchy title could speak, it might elaborate that it is a strong back, one that is stable and grounded, that enables both a soft front and a wild heart. And in turn, a soft front permits us to fully embrace what brings meaning to our lives, such as joy, love, intimacy. And a wild heart is what allows us to show up for life, both tough and tender, excited and scared, fierce and kind, all at the same moment. The alternative, which I've already implied, is to armor up, to shut down the system so we don't have to feel as much pain. You all know what I'm talking about, and we all do it. Closing down and becoming less alive is not such a bad short-term strategy, but long-term, it snuffs out the very life force, which makes it possible for us to feel and give love, to feel and offer joy to others, and to keep our natural systems of immunity and healing robust and effective. Thus, the choice in the face of pain or loss is obvious. We can either close the system down so that we feel less, both the positive as well as the negative, since being human does not allow us to be selective in this area. Or we can strengthen our backs so as to dare to remain alive and vibrant. The latter would be the choice of most of us, but it requires work. And that's where meditation comes in. Meditation, you ask? Where did that fly in from? As some of you know, that was sneaky, I know. I lead the meditation circle here at UUSMV. We meet every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. for an hour or more. We're still on Zoom. For the month of April and much of May, our spiritual theme was, well, you guessed it, strong back, soft front, wild heart. And that's because meditation is one of the best ways I know of developing a strong back. Let's try a little taste of that right now. So if you should be running for the door if you want to. Let's try a little taste of it now, since understanding a spiritual theme meaning me talking to you, conceptually is one thing. But actually experiencing it in your own body is quite another. That's a subtle way of saying, we're about to meditate right now. So let's try just a little taste. Yes, I noticed a few of you are getting comfortable. Whatever allows you to feel held in the place that you're sitting. And if you're comfortable also, maybe beginning to close your eyes just a little, maybe all the way. And as your eyes close, you may notice that the gaze which had been outward, your gaze, is now more inward, more in touch, more in connected to you. Bringing our awareness, our attention to our breath. Just noticing this miracle of life, this bodily function that starts the moment we're born and continues tirelessly without complaint until the moment we die. Watching it, observing it. No need to control it. It really does know how to do it. Perhaps sensing some of the sensations that go along with your breath. Just being with this miracle inside you. And then we might ask ourselves a question. Now that we're a little more deeply connected to ourselves, what is most important to me right now, in this moment? So asking yourself, what is most important to me in this moment? Listen to your response. It might come in words. Perhaps it's an image. Maybe it's a sensation. Be in touch. It is your truth. It's not mine. It's your truth. Perhaps feeling the deeper connection to yourself, having connected to your truth. Something in meditation we call belonging to ourselves. And it's belonging to ourselves that gives us that strong back, that supports a soft front and a wild heart. So gently coming back into the room, widening your perception just a little bit, taking yourself with you. Don't forget about that. And I'll speak just a few more words. So as a culture, we're really good at belonging out there. We know what it's like to focus our energy on work, on family, on friends, on organizations. All forms of out there. We know what it means to achieve, to succeed, to perform. But what does it mean to belong in here? To belong to ourselves? Belonging to ourselves and its side effect, a strong back, is what gives us the strength to love, to express joy, and source compassion for ourselves and for others. So it's belonging in here that facilitates belonging out there. Simply said, when we love ourselves, we can and do love others. It all starts with a strong back, that knows where home is, that belongs to itself and knows how to get there. In meditation, we learn to nurture ourselves so that we have a full tank of love and compassion to draw from. We learn how to better hear our own truth, trust in it, and live out of that place of our truth. We learn to live our lives, not someone else's. We learn to walk our path, not our neighbor's. All as we learn to belong to ourselves. So we're going to end this little offering this morning with yet another little meditation. And we'll call upon that miracle of our breath to help us again. So once again, let's just find that comfortable place, be aware of what's holding us, be aware of all the love in this precious space we call our chapel that is also holding us. And be aware as we close our eyes to the landscape within, to the love within, to the joy within, even to the suffering that is within. And just follow along as I speak this breathing meditation. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, I allow my body to soften. Breathing out, I feel connected. Soften body, connected. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, my back is strong. Breathing out, I feel grounded. Strong back, grounded. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, my front is soft. Breathing out, I feel the intimacy of love and joy. Soft front, love and joy. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And one final one, breathing in, my heart is wild. Breathing out, I am free to be me at last. Wild heart, free to be me at last. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So just allowing yourself to broaden your awareness, coming back a little more fully into the room, but please take yourself with you. Maybe hold your own hand, heart to heart. And before we close this part of the service today, just say if you'd like to experience more meditation, come join us Tuesday mornings at 9:30 a.m. Just send Ann a note, and she's even here today. And tell her you'd like to give it a whirl. No commitments, drop-ins encouraged.